Hello and welcome to Office P.D.Q. My name is Kevin Zollinger and I'm excited to be your host. Before we get started today, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with friends and people you work with. That way we can spread the message, spread the love, and you'll get notified when we do another Office P.D.Q or any other JourneyTEAM content. Let's get started by opening up Teams. All right, Teams is right here. Teams is one of the first ways that we're going to talk about meeting in. So here I've got a chat with Shane, and we're chatting away, and it becomes apparent that we need to talk in person. I'm sure you've gotten there, and I'm sure that you have gone up and either clicked on the video icon or the phone icon and went right straight to voice and video or voice and fixed your problem. But you probably didn't know that you can also come down here in the action bar, click this plus, and schedule a meeting with the person you're chatting with. Maybe you've got to go out and do some research, get back to it. Maybe Shane's busy right now. Whatever the case may be, you can schedule that meeting right here from a one-on-one chat. You can also go over to a channel, and in that channel, you can click Meet Now. If you do that, it's going to put a banner in the channel. Anybody that has notifications turned on for that channel will get their desired notification. They'll come to the channel, click on the banner, join the meeting, and you've got an instant meeting in a channel. But you can also, if you click this drop down, schedule a meeting. And this panel is just the same as the panel in the chat. You can add a title, you can add people to it, you can add a location if you want to have a physical space as well as the channel. And just like before, when the meeting time shows up, it'll put a banner in the channel, it'll notify the people that have their notification turned on, and your meeting is up and running. Because it's in the channel, any content that's shared in that meeting will get shared in the channel as well. You can also then use that channel to take notes, to set to-dos, to do follow-ups, those kinds of things. Having a meeting in a channel is a great way to do a meeting, especially in today's virtual world. You should check it out. So now that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go look at number 5, and then we're going to have a couple of bonus tips. So if I open up Outlook, and I wanted to do a meeting in Outlook, and we've all done this. You say, I want a meeting. It's going to open up the meeting dialog box. You give it a title, you give the required people, you get a location, and I have mine set so that it always defaults to a Teams meeting. This is the part you didn't know. If you have an email-enabled security group, like content, collaboration and content management set up, you can invite the entire list. And so when I click send on this, it's going to send an invite to everybody in collaboration and content management. This is something that perhaps you've used. What you may not know is that you can click on this plus here, and after you say OK to the warning, it is going to expand that to show all of the people that actually are in that list. And the reason that that's powerful is because maybe you have some people in the list that don't need to be at the meeting. Maybe it's a subset of that email-enabled security list. So you delete the people that don't need to be there, you click send, and you've just invited a subset to the meeting. That highlights the importance of information architecture. When you're setting up your security groups or your identity practice, it is important that you do things to make it easy for people in the future to use those email-enabled security groups to set up meetings. We at JourneyTEAM would love to help you get that right. Let us know. Okay. So that is 5 ways to set up a meeting, a couple of things that maybe you didn't know or hadn't thought about that you could do, such as deleting people out of that email-enabled security group. I'm going to give you a couple of additional meeting-related tips that I think are useful that you may not have known. I've got this email, and this one happens to be from me, and maybe we've had an email thread where there's a lot of information in there, and we got to get in a room. This is not a case where a meeting could have been an email. This is a place where an email should have been a meeting. So if I click the 3 dots, I have meeting right here, and I click that. Boom, there's a meeting all set up. I pick a date, I pick a time, I pick a location, I send, and I now have a meeting set up with the person that had sent me that email or the group that had sent that email, and it will include all of the content that had preceded the meeting. So if you've had a chain that's been going on for a week and you finally decide, hey, we're going to pound this out in a meeting, all that information is on that meeting invite. You can click into it during the meeting and have that information available to you. Now, talking about meetings, for a lot of people, they're in meetings every hour. And if your meeting is scheduled for 60 minutes, that doesn't give them time to go from one place to the next or to have a few minutes themselves in between meetings. And you can help their life be better by clicking on File, going into Options, choosing Calendar, and then turning on this guy right here that says shorten appointments and meetings. And you can choose how much shorter you want to make it every time. I have mine set to 5 minutes, short for a 30-minute meeting and 10 minutes for anything that's an hour or longer. What that means is, and you may have noticed this, when I click on new meeting, instead of a 30-minute meeting, it's going to set a 25-minute meeting. It'll make life easier for those people that you invite to the meeting because it'll give them some time in between meetings to go do their own thing. Thanks for watching to the end. This has been another episode of Office P.D.Q. As I said before, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this around. If you have something that you'd like us to cover in the future, maybe there's something that is harder than it should be using the Microsoft 365 stack, reach out and we'll see what we can do to help you. This has been a service of JourneyTEAM, a Microsoft Gold partner, and we'd love to help you make your life easier using the Microsoft 365 platform. Thank you. Bye.